Hello everybody, my name is Wilbur and welcome to an untitled, I'll come up with a name eventually, an untitled series I would like to start with my good friends. I have my good friends here. Say hello to Chris.
Hello.
And my other good friend, the Ninth Divine.
Hello.
Now boys, I've arranged this meeting here because we are going to talk about a game that we love to hate, hate to love to love, and also hate to hate. The Sea of Thieves, and they've just released their update video for this month and also what's coming in 2021, and I wanted to discuss it with you guys because we have a lot of feelings about this game and I thought it'd be a pretty cool fun video idea. So I just want to start off with 1 year ago they released the Seabound Soul update, which included the Seabound Tall Tale, Ashen Chests, fire bombs, and ammo crates, among a few other things. I just wanted to put that in perspective of the year that we've had, that we've come from there to what we have now, because as I say to new players, there is so much to do in this game. How do you feel about Sea of Thieves? I'll ask Chris first. The Sea of Thieves content this year.
I mean, content-wise, if you're a new player, this game is actually relatively daunting with the amount of stuff that you can do. There's a shitload of stuff to do. I mean, even as someone who's been playing since I think my thing said I started in February of 2019, there's still stuff I haven't done. There's plenty of commendations I can track down. There's plenty of, mind you, just because I've reached like the max rep and shit, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, max rep is nothing. I
think it's been pretty, I would like to see more story-focused tall tales, because I think in that, since Seabound Soul, we've only had Heart of Fire, and Heart of Fire was great, and I really enjoy those tall tales. And I think maybe they do have been a bit guilty of reusing stuff, but I feel like with the year that everybody's had, I can cut them some slack.
Yeah, you can cut them a little bit of slack.
In reusing Grey Marrow, or, you know, reusing the vaults from the tall tales. That stuff doesn't bother me that much.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Divine, you came in a little bit later than Chris, and I think Chris and I started pretty much at the exact same time. You came in a little bit late. How did you feel about the year of content?
Well, I mean, I started playing in I guess it was the end of February or so.
This year?
Content's pretty good. Yeah, this year. Content's pretty solid. I didn't necessarily have a problem with it. I can't say I was as interested in the tall tales as much, and I don't think I still am.
Did you do the Heart of Fire one?
I was like,
yeah,
Heart of Fire was your journal salt seeping through.
Yes, partially. But no, I mean, that one was good. Yeah, Heart of Fire was probably my favorite one, actually. But
they definitely streamlined the experience with Heart of Fire, which I think is much improved.
Yeah, it made it a lot easier to get through.
Right.
No, that's cool. Yeah, I also love the tall tales. Some of the tall tales are definitely absolute trash and should be removed because they're just so, I don't want to say useless, because they tell a story and some lore, but it's so painful to do, especially if you want to get the Gold Hoarder's Curse. But as Chris said, with the Heart of Fire tall tale, that was probably the best one, along with
that was so good.
Along with the Shores of Gold. I really like the Shores of Gold also. They just made it a lot streamlined. It was really interesting areas and puzzles, and I hope tall tales in the future, whenever they get to making them, which they said they will next year, they use Heart of Fire as the standard, the template, and go forward from there. So as I said, they released a video talking about their updates coming for 2021. The first thing I want to bring up is there's going to be no more focus and no more updates for the arena. Arena is dead. Goodbye, arena. They said there's 97% of players playing adventure mode, so there's 3% of people grinding arena, which is very sad. Divine, how do you feel about that?
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily 3% of people grinding Arena. I just think it's 3% of the community playing it in general. Like, for example, like Chris and I have thought about going back to it just to get some more commendations done. And, you know, because we're at our 240 wins, I don't think people are grinding it. But I think it's probably good that they're going to focus on adventure. I didn't think it was a 97 to 3% ratio from adventure to arena, but I guess that makes a lot of sense. Like I know when Summit got his 240 wins, he's like, I never want to fucking touch arena ever again. And I think we all kind of have that feel after hitting that mark, because it's just,
brutal.
It's brutal.
Chris, as Divine said, you guys got the 240 wins to get your legendary Sea Salty Man titles. It was pretty brutal for you guys, wasn't it?
Yeah, man. Like, I think it definitely isn't. It makes it a bit harder, especially since Divine and I are in different regions. So one of us always had the shittier ping, even though half the time when I loaded into Oceanic servers, I still had like 180 ping because they were throwing us in God knows where.
Yeah, wherever the players were.
People weren't speaking English and yelling at us in Mandarin or something. Anyway, it definitely needs some work, that's for sure.
Yeah, we'll definitely discuss that in another video that I'm planning on doing about how we feel Arena could have been better, and maybe they might come back to it in the future and revise what Arena is. But I mean, I'm not a big Arena dude. I mean, it's fun for a little bit, but it gets too much. The Arena community is a little bit toxic, and I get limited time to play video games, so I don't really want little kids screaming at me when I murder them, which sounds a bit harsh when I say it out loud. But big sad for the Arena folk, but that's only 3% of the player base, so what you gonna do? The next thing they added was they were going to add a new thing to the game. They're gonna add seasons. So they're adding seasons every 3 months. So you will get 4 seasons, just like real life next year. And I quote, they said it begins with new content, new experience, or a way to play at the start of every season. Fellas, I'll start with Chris. How do you feel about the seasons? Is it sort of like a long time coming?
I don't know if it's a long time coming. I think what they've realized this year, particularly, is that their new content every month isn't working for them.
No, it wasn't.
So I think it's a better way for them to potentially release larger patches of content to hopefully, as long as there's enough content for the 3 months, but then also obviously, look, Sea of Thieves, Rare, they're a business, you know, they want to make money. So as much as I think the free pass, you know, we have no idea what kind of information that we have no real lot of information on that at the moment, but it gives them the opportunity to further monetize the content, which I think can either be good or bad depending on how it's done once it's released.
Yeah.
But I think it could, if done in a way that adds actual meaningful content, I think it'd be great, because it's always good to log in, even if, you know, because Sea of Thieves, I've always found as a game, you can't just log in for an hour or two. You know what I mean? There's not a lot to do in that shorter time span. It takes 10 to 15 minutes, 20 minutes sailing between islands. And then, I don't know, if you're doing events, they take half an hour. Or if you're digging up chests or whatever you're doing, it's like a average session is probably 4 or 5 hours kind of thing.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. And I think they're trying to change that with something I'll bring up a little bit later. But Divine, with the seasons, it felt like with the monthly updates, I'll go back to the monthly updates they were doing. By the, last month and the month before that, the last few months have been pretty average with the monthly updates. Are you excited about a big update every 3 months with new content? Divine?
Yeah. Yeah. I was taking a second to process that.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Chris is probably right in terms of the every single month thing just was not working for them.
No.
Because people wanted more. And I think most of all, I think the day-to-day players, partners, people who just enjoy the game like we do, etc., they want bigger content patches and they want bug fixes and quality of life stuff. And it doesn't seem like they seem to be doing that. Kind of seems like they're focusing on more month-to-month updates at the moment, or they were this year, whereas they should have been doing, and with the month-to-month, like, oh, hey, we made like a slight little change to hit reg or a slight change to this for tiny little quality of life improvements.
Do you think
overall,
do you think they bit off more than they can chew with the monthly updates, where they started off strong, being like a tall tale 1 month and then a new event this month, and then they were going pretty hard? COVID probably had a little bit to do with it, but do you reckon, it was bound to get to this point where the monthly updates just weren't cutting it anymore, especially for people who play every day like ourselves?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well, considering when was the Heart of Fire was our last tall tale, am I correct?
Yeah. When did that
come out?
It was like March this year or something, wasn't it?
It came out sometime. Yeah, March-ish.
Yep.
Jesus.
That's a while.
Wow, that's like 9 months.
You get to a point. I don't know how big the Rare dev team is. Let's see if Thieves dev team. But I'm sure you get to a point. There's only so much you can do in the time span that they have.
Yeah, like,
you know what I mean. And then I suppose what they allocate. Hey, this team is going to be working on the new Tall Tale, but too many people over there. Not enough people working on the live sandbox version. And I suppose it's just, I just don't think it worked out for them.
Yeah, it's very hard to, I guess, tell what they're actually doing, because we don't really know like who is at Rare and who's working on what and how everything runs, especially with everyone working from home.
They're making another game at the moment, aren't they? Everwild currently?
Yes.
Yeah. So
I mean, Rare's got to be huge, right? They're not a small company.
Yeah, they were backed by Microsoft.
Yeah, so they have the dollary dues.
Again, at this point, because we're not there, we'll never really know how much COVID affected them. I can assume there would have been a large amount of reworking have to be done from everyone to be working remotely, and probably a lot of money spent on resource management on that side as well, getting everyone set up and doing their jobs from home.
Yeah.
But, it's without obviously being inside the company, you just never know.
Yeah, it's hard to know. I feel like every company, every gaming team and whatever has dealt with this year very differently. And I mean, I have to give them a pat on the back. I think they've done well to keep everything together and still try to give us some decent content this year. So I'll give them that. So with the new season starting, from what I gathered from the video, unfortunately, I think the first bit of content they're going to give us are the new merchant voyages. I can't 100% confirm this, but that's what it seems like. So they're giving us new merchant voyages, which you have to find clues around the world and then find a lost shipment or shipwreck. I don't know what we're finding, and then possibly return that to the merchant people. I personally think that's pretty cool. I also personally think this thing's not for people who are max level merchants. Divine, how do you feel about this new merchant voyage?
Well, personally, I mean, I don't think either three of us necessarily care for them. I think it's kind of neat, and maybe it gives a little bit more of a storyline to people who maybe even want to like role play it a little bit. But I was really, really hoping they were going to say, hey, those Athena voyages, we're going to change them up a bit, because right now they're just terrible.
It's endgame is rough. I think we'll definitely discuss that in the next video. Yeah, as I said, I don't think it's for people like us, because
definitely not.
While I'm streaming, big old plug there, people come in and go, oh, I'm level 10 in merchant. How do I get higher in merchant, etc.? I'm like, dude, just do flame heart, because that's the easiest way to grind, because merchant voyages suck. They are so boring, and because they're not for us, I don't think we're very excited, but I'm excited for the people who are trying to grind merchant, because hopefully this is something a bit more easier, accessible, and a bit more exciting than go get some chickens, make sure you feed them, they'll die, and then bring them back to this person. It was so tedious. It was terrible. Chris, how do you feel about the new merchant voyage?
I think it's probably a long time coming because, as you 100% are correct in, Merchant Alliance is garbage. Their voyages are garbage.
They're the laughing stock.
Fetch quests are hands down the worst part of any game. Fetch quests suck. There's nothing fun picking something up at point A, sailing for 20 minutes, and dropping it off at point B. That's lame. So, because I mean, as Divine said before, I think Athena is also in a bad place.
Yeah, 100%.
When Thieves Haven runs are the meta at the moment for leveling up Athena. And it has been since it came out. It was so much better because you run the Thieves Havens run, you get to grade 5, you do the emissary, you rinse and repeat. Default Athena voyages don't exist really. People don't really do them anymore. No. At least people who are actively trying to grind. But Merchant Alliance, I don't think that, if I can recall, the Merchant Alliance hasn't had any new voyages since I've started playing the game. Like they've been completely abandoned. They added the emissaries in, and then the emissary voyage. But no, I don't think there's been a single new actual voyage for the Merchant Alliance in the 2 years that I've been playing.
No, I think they were wanting to do this for a little bit because they added, as you said before, they added the Gold Hoarders vaults, which is a new way to do Gold Hoarders. They added Flameheart, which is a new way to do the Order of Souls.
Plus,
I guess this is the new way to do Merchant.
Or Flameheart as well, like the Ghost Void, like when you pick up the.
Yeah, Flameheart's so good.
But yeah, I think I wouldn't be surprised if they eventually get around to retuning Athena, because I think once they nerfed back the emissary, they over nerfed it, and now it's just. I mean, I'm thankful that we finished it when we did, because for everything I've heard now, it's just painful.
It's very painful. It's because the level is so low. Like level 20, it's so easy to get to. Well, it was for us anyway.
But yeah, the Merchant Voyage is 100% for the new to medium tier player who it gives them something else to do instead of chicken runs or dropping off plants, right? You know, which as I've said before, is not.
Can they just get rid of plants? They are so annoying. They're in your face. They take up the whole screen. You can't see anything. God.
Well, I think it's telling
nerf the plants.
Someone like us, I suppose, or me, I can't speak for you guys, but 900 hours this year and whatever I played last year, max in all reputations, I have done 0 Merchant Line voyages. I haven't completed a single Merchant Line voyage.
4? Maybe?
4 more than you should have.
Yeah. I was like, let's do this. Oh, they're terrible. Maybe I joined a random crew and they just did it while I did something else, murdered people. Yeah, so hopefully the Merchant Alliance gets a little boost because they're the laughing stock, they're trash, but you never mess with the Merchant boys because we will murder you all. So that takes us to the seasonal progression system, which is their attempt at helping the long-time max level players like ourselves and a lot of other people. So I'm assuming every season you will reset your progression system, and they're going to call this the Renown system. There's going to be 100 levels of Pirate Renown, so there'll be 100 levels to grind through, I guess, each season. And there was a quote in the video saying, leveling up Renown will reward you with new rewards for your pirate, new rewards for your ship, and some exclusives for Pirate Legends. Now, Divine, how do you feel about this? Is this going to help with playing every day, grinding for good gear, or does it really depend on what gear they give us?
I'm gonna say it depends on the gear they give. I think we've all coined this term multiple times over the past couple days since they said, but I think we're all cautiously optimistic about it.
Yeah.
I also think people are blowing it out of proportion where they say, oh, Sea of Thieves doesn't need a battle pass, you know, battle pass ruins games or whatever. But there's also 2 different parts to this because it's not only seasons, plus a season lasts 3 months.
Yeah.
Which is quite a while. And that's pretty solid, especially for a pirate game that you can just sink hours into. I think that's plenty of time. And then obviously the The Plunder Pass is the premium part of it, if you wanted to actually go that route. So I think people are ignoring the fact that there is a free version to just do it how you want, no extra money, microtransactions, so to speak, necessary. And then Plunder Pass, if you want the more premium shit from the Emporium, then you can go that route. That's, some people are into that, some people aren't.
Yeah, and I think people are getting a little bit either really salty or really hyped without even seeing what we're going to get it. And you touched on the Plunder Pass, which will be the premium tier. And here's another quote from the video. It says, it gives access to unique rewards alongside some exclusives from our Pirate Emporium. Now, Chris, how do you feel about the paid premium? How do you feel about the free Plunder Pass as well, the Battle Pass?
I think at this point, it'll completely come down to the rewards. Like if the free one gives you the odd cosmetic, I'm sure it'll give you gold and doubloons. But I think if they're generous enough to drip feed you some ancient coins, then that's a win. Realistically, if you can play those 3 months, grind your ass off, you get through it enough and then after 3 months, maybe you can buy a ship set for free. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rewarding the players that play and complete everything is always a good thing. That'll keep people coming in. And then I think the Plunder Pass as well, the success of that will also definitely depend on the cosmetics. Like it all comes down to what the rewards are going to be, because I don't think anyone, obviously you're not going to get an advantage. You know what I mean?
No.
It'll always be if you want to support that, you want to buy the Plunder Pass. If you think the cosmetics you're going to get are worth it. Like if they're just going to give you, hey, if you get to level 25, level 15, whatever levels, and you get this whole ship set that's been in the Emporium for a year. So, there's no biggie, but there's no problem with that. If they're going to, even if they're going to add in the Plunder Pass has some of its own unique stuff that hasn't been in the Emporium yet, that maybe comes to the Emporium later, or just doesn't come to the Emporium at all, I suppose that's fine too. Because I think it'll come down to the cosmetics in each pass, and then whether or not players feel like that's worth whatever price it costs. Because we have no idea how much it's going to cost. We have no idea what rewards are going to be in either. It's all realistically just speculation. I think, as I've said before, if done well, both of them can work really well.
Yeah, I'm hoping for some really good weapon skins, ship skins, stuff you can't buy in game or stuff you can't buy in the Emporium. People sort of have their own opinion on what's coming. As we said, we don't know what's coming, but I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm a little bit excited to see what it is. I'll probably get it. I don't know how much it's going to cost. I'm assuming about $15 Australian. I can't see it being any more than that.
I think another, actually, which just popped into my head, I think for the Plunder Pass as well, if they're going to give out unlockables from the Plunder Pass, I actually think they should be exclusive to the Plunder Pass. You know what I mean? Well, I think one thing that Fortnite did relatively well, and everyone has Battle Pass, Fortnite started the Battle Pass bullshit, but was that when I played it in its infancy, season 1 to 2 to 3, when they had the Battle Pass, by the time you got to season 3, you knew the guys, they were fucking OG when they had that skin, that max level skin from level 100. They were there, they grinded that, and there was no other way to get that. And you can't go back and get it. It's theirs. They earned it. And you see it, they were there. So if they're gonna, I think if they want to do something like that, that'd be great. Like, hey, there's this sword, there's this whole weapon cosmetic set that you got from getting level 100 in the season 1 of next year's Battle Pass, Plunder Pass, and that's it. It doesn't show up in the Emporium again. So someone else to buy. You earned it. That's your bragging rights kind of thing. I think Sea of Thieves needs something like that.
Oh, 100%. I've been saying that for ages especially with the Emporium. They need. I'm like, I feel like I mean, their team probably knows more than me. I'm just some stupid idiot on the internet. But I feel like if you make things limited edition and charge money for it, people will buy it, so they have it. So it's not going to go anywhere. the problem with the Emporium is everything's there forever. I think they've literally just added a few more timed cosmetics. So I'm hoping, because remember that sword they gave us for like one of the anniversaries that Divine doesn't have?
Yeah, Divine doesn't have it.
And we make fun of him all the time.
Hey, fuck you guys, man.
We need that so we can like troll and bully people.
Well, because I mean, even now you see guys like, because they did it though. They did it the early,
Yeah, for a while.
like the Wailing Barnacles set, the original Bone Crusher set. Mind you, they have reskinned some of them and re-released them as like in the black market, I suppose.
Yeah.
But you can't get a lot of that stuff anymore because that was time limited to when the update came out. I suppose they kind of just abandoned that, and nothing feels unique anymore. Which I suppose is a problem in a game where realistically you're just grinding for cosmetics.
Yeah, I think hopefully 2021 is definitely going to be make or break year for this kind of stuff. Another thing they added was each month they're going to feature a live event, kind of like what they did with the Fate of the Damned, where they gave us a whole new cosmetic set with the, what is it called, the soul stuff?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
Soul Flame
stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
Sword cool. Other weapons absolute trash if you're playing PvP or want to see what's on your screen. Divine, this is obviously a really good thing. Yeah, like every month we're going to get a new event, hopefully new cosmetics to grind for, along with the renown system.
Yes, I'm totally down for that.
Yeah.
They need more of the live events. Like what they do with Fate of the Damned. They need more player started events, because that gives more, I think that gives more people incentive to actually do an event, and it just generally increases the level of activity on the server. Because we have a lot of servers where we join and there are some ships and we get merged out when we sink them, or they just leave, and then you're sitting there waiting for a merge for 2.5 hours, or like for example, when Flameheart events stay up for 3.5 hours and they don't go away because somebody sailed into it and then it activated it, but they sailed out of it. It just doesn't go away. So they need more variety in terms of the events for sure. But I'm excited to see where they go with that.
Yeah, I just hope that with every event they're going to give us some new skins to grind out, because this is one of the only games I really enjoy grinding out for skins. And I feel like you guys sort of agree with me, where once you hit that max level, once you grind all the things you grinded for, there's not really much else to do, especially if the server is quiet. There's like, it's like, what do I do now? And I personally, I remember when I hit max level Reapers, I certainly went down. I was like, oh, I kind of want to play something else now. I don't know if you guys are like that, but I was definitely like that.
Yeah,
more monthly events.
I think I always get the itch to play every now and again.
Yeah.
But without I suppose because it's a sandbox game, without some kind of goal to work towards, you feel lost.
Yeah. Especially if the servers are quiet, because the servers are pumping, they're spicy. It's like, well, we'll just do some PvP. But without a goal, you're like, why am I playing?
Kill me now.
Oh, I do love a spicy server. They also, last thing they added was that Gilded Voyages are coming back this month, actually, with the December update. Was it Giving of Plenty of Giving? Some Christmas thing. Festival of Giving, where we have to be nice to one another. I'm going to see how that goes for a little bit. There's a lot of, I guess we'll talk about it when it comes out. But Gilded Voyages is coming back. This is something that I don't know why it left, because they were cool. Chris, I know you have thoughts on this.
I just don't see why they needed to be, because we only ever got one, if I recall.
One.
I think we got one Gilded Athena, and that was it. And I just don't see a problem with not even just Athena, because it looks like they're adding Gilded Voyages for everything.
Yeah, they just said Gilded Voyages.
A Gilded Athena and a Gold Hoarders, Auto Souls, and Merchant. I don't see an issue with maybe once a month getting like have them in Lorena's shop with the level ups, and once every update you can buy a gilded voyage. You know what I mean? It gives more incentive to get on at least once a month to do your gilded voyage, and then the potential to steal someone's gilded voyage is always nice.
Hell yeah.
It feels like something that they didn't need to take away or only have it's not that special where it's like, oh my God, it's going to break the game if you get to do one a month.
Oh, for sure. And if they give you just one gilded voyage a month, say 1 month Athena, 1 month is Gold Hoarders, 1 month is Merchant, along with one live event every month, along with the Plunder Pass, along with the Renown system, along with the seasonal update every 3 months. Divine, is this a very exciting time for Sea of Thieves, and do you think this is a more sustainable system for them to continue giving us decent and quality content?
Yes. Yeah. Back to in terms of, again, their once a month big update or minor update thing. We all kind of seem to think, especially after March, after Heart of Fire, it just kind of seemed to go downhill, and they still had really good content. But at the same time, it just seemed like we kind of felt burnt out, obviously.
Yeah.
More than, a couple weeks out of this year, especially during, after COVID. So I'm glad this is the route that they're going down. I just want to see what they're going to do mostly, because I am glad, and it kind of gives me a little bit of hope considering they're saying, hey, December is just going to be Festival of Giving. We're going to bring a couple things back. But other than that, nothing. We're going to save the bigger stuff for the new year. And then you have teasers like Falcor saying, hey, obviously I can't say anything, but wow.
Yeah.
Which is a massive dick tease.
Sure.
But that gives me a lot of hope, because we know how critical Falcor is of the game, who plays it on a fairly regular basis. It's basically what he does for a living. So him giving Sea of Thieves a lot of praise for what they're going to be including in 2021 is got me pretty excited for it.
Yeah, for sure. I think we'll do another video with that whole Falcor thing and our feelings about Endgame and this game overall. So without rambling on too much longer, I'm going to end this video here, guys. If you enjoyed this video, let us know. Let me know how you feel about this new progression system, how you feel about Sea of Thieves coming next year. I'll definitely love to talk to you guys about it. All of Chris and Divine's socials will be in the description below. Also mine. You can all catch us on Twitch. Come say hello. We stream many times a week. But I'm gonna leave it there, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.
Bye.
Have a good time.